hungry.
And for the first time on Apollo Highway on my plate hills, we are in the presence of snow. Ladies and gents and boys and girls, behind us is the magnificent range of the Nanda Devi, Nanda Kot, Trishul, etc. covered with snow. Cool breezes coming off there, making me feel elated, excited, cold, and all those things.
Just in case you're wondering why the lad is overreacting, it's pretty hot when you stand out here, even at an altitude. We're on highway NH87E, and we're headed up from Almora that way to Ranikhet, where you're going to get some chops, hopefully.
Ranikhet and Almora are 50 kilometers apart, and as you head from Almora to Ranikhet, there are forests on both sides. And if you keep an eye out to your right, you will see this spectacular view. Not this spectacular, that spectacular view. That. But I want to ask you, why is it that all these trees, whatchamacallums, have little slashes on them like that?
Well, not only do they have little slashes on them, they have little metal cups under them because they're collecting pine sap, which has many, many uses. But the primary one being that it's used as part of varnish. And if you come here and you collect it, it gets all sticky. Be very careful. It's highly inflammable. Do not go handling fire or fooling out at stuff, especially when you're coated with the things, because you will go poof.
All right, you sap. Shall we head? Stick your thumb out. It's a long way.
National Highway 87E has brought us to the little town of Ranikhet or Queen's Meadow. And why is it called that? Because local legend says that long ago, a Raja Sudhardev married this lady and gave this area to her, and she decided to come and settle down here. It was Rani Padmini, and that's why it's called Ranikhet.
The reason why I like Ranikhet is because it's famous for three things. Number one is the fact that the Kumaon Regimental Center is right over here in Ranikhet. Number two is the fact, for this really claustrophobic little market, you have one of the most stunning views you'll get anywhere in India of the Trishul range. And number three, we have heard a legend about a mutton chop that is available here at the Prem restaurant. And as far as I'm concerned, that's three good reasons for me to come to Ranikhet.
I'll go for the view. I was just kidding. Of course I'm going to go for the food.
It was 1964 when two brothers started cooking up something special, and they've been doing it for all those years. One of them is still alive, still works in the kitchen, still cooks, and his elder brother's name was Prem, and that is why this is the Prem restaurant. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And it is famous for this, the magnificent mutton chop. One plate has two mutton chops, and these are really healthy looking mutton chops. I would like to meet the goat that this came out of. Take a look at how big it is. Onion is clean, and the place is clean by and large. I love it already.
Fantastic. Fortunately for me, what I've got is these cholas. Now in the mountains, there's a very interesting dichotomy that exists. When you go for walks and the fresh, cool air makes you feel very hungry. But because there is less oxygen, food is actually harder for your body to digest. So when you come up here and for whatever reason, make sure that you don't eat very spicy food and make sure that you don't overeat. I can't believe I just said that.
Eat really spicy food.
Yeah, and overeat. Sorry, take it back. I take it back. Don't fire me, please.
And this chop is very spicy food. It's been cooked in a fairly standard hill way, except for the fact that it's got a ton of pepper in it. And then in the end, they put half a ton of garam masala. There's a rich, oily gravy in there. The meat is being cooked till it's really tender. This is a really pleasant chop. I'm actually quite surprised how something so unique and different has come about in this little hole in the wall place, which is just about 10 feet wide at the most.
And it does get pretty packed here.
How's the aloo chole?
The cholas have been overcooked a little bit, so they're slightly squishy, but that takes away nothing from their taste. Nice balance of garam masala, fresh coriander going on in there, and food in the hills still tastes a lot better than the food in the plains, I think. It's time for Rocky and Mayur's report card. Rocky, taste.
7.
7. Ambience.
7.
7.
How about service?
8.
8. And value for money?
8.
7.
That meal has hit the sweet spot, which coincidentally happens to be at the same place as my stomach, between my ribs and my hips. It's going to keep us well fortified for our further journey. Higher and higher and higher.
As we head into the deadly Himalayas, covered with snow, with the middle of animals and jungles and Sadar Bazaar. The hills have beautiful, thickly forested slopes. It's really peaceful and quiet, and a lot of people find this ideal space for retirement. One such person has made this the cafe. She's a retired army officer's wife. She also runs a homestay called Valley View Villas just down below. And if you head out of Ranikhet and drive for 12 kilometers towards the little crossroads at Machkhali, you will come to this on your left-hand side.
The cafe is very popular with travelers because two things. A, it's a nice quiet place away from the hustle and bustle of the Ranikhet little market in the center of town. And B, because it gives you a nice little alternative to just having local food.
It is a cafe, and the concept of a cafe is all-day dining. So you can get whatever's on the menu anytime you like and listen to bird song while you're at it. Please carry on. So, as I was saying, it was the year 1938 when Mayur was a young man. We were headed... Okay, you know what I mean. Come on, get out.
Rocky, is this view more beautiful or is that view more beautiful?
What is that view?
We were looking at that view.
I can't see anything. So what I have is a cheese masala omelette, some nicely grilled tomatoes. We've got a cheese, chili and corn toast over here, which has been freshly done. And when you come out in the hills, these things are just lovely to tuck into. This breakfast has got everything that a homemade breakfast should have, including this, and this is very special, homemade tomato ketchup. I have never had it before in any eatery in the country. Oh, nice, peppery.
Here's a little tip for when you eat in the mountains. As soon as your food comes, it's pretty cool up here, so your food will get cold very fast. If you want your food nice and hot, stop talking, shut up and eat. Tip for breakfast, it's best enjoyed just like dinner in courses. So what you do, you normally start with something sweet, like this carrot cake and this banana cake. Not too sweet, really nice and moist. It's been baked up in the hills. And lots of fresh fruits in there. Look at that. And some carrots, of course, because it's a carrot cake.
Now, usually people who start places like this, like Mrs. Sabrina Singh, who started this particular place, are very good at doing something or the other, and she's very good at baking cakes, obviously. Oh, home style, old fashioned, good, moist, delicious carrot cake. That's my favorite.
That's my veg platter. Not something you'd usually eat for breakfast, but hey, remember, do as I say, don't do as I do. It's got potatoes, it's got little cutlets, it's got fresh vegetables, healthy, which Rocky's gonna eat, some cold pasta, and toast which has been put through a griller. Light. And it has a really nice... Okay. It has an average dip. Too buttery.
There is nothing like too buttery in the world. Even if you're drowning in butter. It is very good. As you can see, the things just keep coming, and this morning keeps getting better. We're going to continue to tuck into more of this breakfast, but not before we give you Rocky and Mayur's report card. Mayur, taste.
6.
6 is good. Ambience?
10.
9.
What about the service?
Pleasant, hill style. 8.
They mucked up a couple of more orders. I'll give it a 7. And value for money?
Value for money is pretty good for this kind of breakfast. I'll give it an 8.
Agreed. 8.